An elderly man had owned his large farm in Louisiana for many years. Right at the back of the farm, there was a large pond that was ideal for swimming. The old farmer had fixed it up really nice with picnic tables, a horseshoe courts, and some apple and peach trees. One evening, the farmer decides to go down to the pond to look it over, as he hadn't been down there for a while. Before setting off, he grabs a 5-gallon bucket as he decides he'll bring back some fruit. As he nears the pond, he can hear voices shouting and laughing with glee. Clearly, someone is having a good time. As the farmer gets closer, he can see a bunch of young women who are clearly skinny dipping in his pond. He makes the women aware of his presence, and immediately they all swim over to the far end. One of the women then shouts,
"We're not coming out until you leave, mister!"
The farmer replies, "Ladies, I didn't come down here to watch you swim naked or make you get out of the pond." The wily old-timer then holds up his bucket and says, "I just came down here to feed the alligators." A man is speeding down a country road when he notices red lights flashing behind him in his rearview mirror. So he pulls over to the side of the road and rolls down his window. An officer approaches his car and asks him, "Sir, do you realize how fast you were going?" The man replies, "Yes, I'm really sorry about that, officer, but I have to go." The officer interrupts him, "Not so fast. You're coming with me." The officer takes the man to jail and tells him, "You're going to have to wait for the chief to get back in a few hours." After a few hours have passed, the officer tells the man, "Well, you're lucky. The chief is on his way back from his daughter's wedding, so he'll be in a good mood." The man replies, "I doubt it." The cop snaps back, "Why do you say that?" The man replies, "I'm the groom!" A man is spending a Sunday at the park with his 3 young children. They are all enjoying the sunny afternoon when one of his daughters comes up to him and tugs on his shirt sleeve.
"Daddy, Daddy!"
She says. "Yes, dear, what is it?" asks the father.
"Daddy, why is my name Daisy?"
The young girl asks. "Well, dear, when you were born, a daisy blew through the window and landed on your head. So your mother and I decided to name you Daisy," her father replies. Hearing their conversation, the man's other daughter asks,
"Daddy, what about me? Why is my name Rose?"
"Well, when you were born, a rose fell on your head. So we decided to name you Rose," her father answers. Suddenly, his son pipes up,
"My favorite color is potato."
The father glances over his shoulder at his son and says, "How nice, Brick." Little Johnny and another boy were lying next to each other in a hospital. The boy asked Little Johnny,
"What are you in here for?"
Little Johnny replied,
"I'm in here to get my tonsils out, and I'm a little nervous." "Tonsils? A piece of cake," said the boy. "They put you to sleep, and when you wake up, they give you lots of Jell-O and ice cream." "So what are you in here for?"
asked Little Johnny. The boy replied,
"Well, I'm here for a circumcision."
Little Johnny screamed,
No, don't go there! I had that done when I was born, and I couldn't walk for a year."
Prince was put under a spell so that he could speak only 1 word each year. If he didn't speak for 2 years, the following year he could speak 2 words and so on. One day, he fell in love with a beautiful lady. He refrained from speaking for 2 whole years so he could call her my darling. But then he decided he wanted to tell her I love you, so he waited 3 more years. At the end of the 5 years, he decided he wanted to also ask her, will you marry me? So he waited another 4 years. Finally, as the 9th year of silence ended, he led the lady to the most romantic place in the kingdom and said, "My darling, I love you. Will you marry me?" To this, the lady replied,
"Pardon me?"
A doctor puts up a sign in front of his clinic. The sign reads, If I can cure you, I get $20. If I can't cure you, I'll pay you $100. A lawyer decides that it's his time to shine, so he tells the doctor,
"Doctor, I can't taste anything anymore. Please cure me."
The doctor tells his nurse to get him some of the medicine from drawer number 25. The lawyer takes a swig, gasps, and spits it out. The lawyer says,
"This tastes like gasoline."
"Taste cured. $20, please,"
says the doctor. The lawyer pays and leaves, frustrated. The lawyer comes back the next day, determined to succeed.
"Doctor, please cure my memory loss."
"Nurse, please fetch some of the medicine from drawer number 25.
"No way!"
The lawyer exclaims.
"That's the same thing you gave me last time."
"Memory fixed. $20, please,"
says the doctor. The lawyer stomps away, displeased. The next day, the lawyer comes up with a foolproof strategy.
"Doctor, I'm blind. Cure me, please."
"Oh, I'm sorry. I won't be able to cure that,"
says the doctor.
"Here's your $100.
He says, handing the lawyer a $5 bill.
"Wait a second,"
shouts the lawyer.
"This is 5, not 100.
"Blindness cured. $20, please."
Dr. Rosenberg, a distinguished physician, completed his medical studies in his hometown before establishing himself in Manhattan, where he swiftly ascended to the pinnacle of his profession. One day, he was invited to present a significant paper at a conference, coincidentally held in his hometown. He approached the stage, and while placing his papers on the lectern, they slid off. As he bent down to retrieve them, he accidentally emitted a resounding fart. Amplified by the microphone, it could be heard throughout the room and down the hall. Despite his embarrassment, he managed to regain composure and deliver his paper before hastily exiting the stage. He then returned to Manhattan, vowing never to return. Years later, when his elderly mother fell ill, Dr. Rosenberg reluctantly returned to his hometown. Checking into a hotel under the alias Smith and arriving in the cover of darkness, the desk clerk inquired, "Is this your first visit to our city, Mr. Smith?" Dr. Rosenberg replied, "Well, young man, no, it isn't. I grew up here but moved away after receiving my education." Curious, the desk clerk probed further, "Haven't you visited since?" Dr. Rosenberg hesitated before confessing, "Actually, I did visit once many years ago. But an embarrassing thing happened, and since then I've been too ashamed to return." Attempting to console him, the clerk remarked, "Sir, well, I don't know your life experience. I've learned that what seems embarrassing to me may not be remembered by others years later." Skeptical, Dr. Rosenberg responded, "Son, I doubt that's the case with my incident." The clerk, seeking details, asked, "Was it a long time ago?" Dr. Rosenberg admitted, "Yes, many years ago." Still curious, the clerk asked, "Was it before the Rosenberg fart?" A man spent all his life alone, finding no love. At age 96, he dies and goes to heaven. At the same time, a woman who spent her entire life alone, finding no love, at age 102, also dies and goes to heaven. As chance has it, they both meet at the heavenly library, discovering they both have a deep love for books. They start talking, and amazingly enough, after a lifetime of unhappiness, fall in love. They walk up to God and ask to be married.
"Give me some time,"
says God,
"and I'll get back to you. This is quite extraordinary."
4 years pass, and after the couple waited patiently, God finally tells the man and woman that he can have them married. A few centuries pass, and the man and woman fall out of love. They approach God once more, and this time they ask, sadly, for a divorce. God responds,
"It took me 4 years to find a priest in this place. How long do you think it'll take me to find a lawyer?
When 4 of Santa's elves got sick, and the trainee elves didn't produce the toys as fast as the regular ones, Santa was beginning to feel the pressure of being behind schedule. Then, Mrs. Claus told Santa that her mom was coming to visit. This stressed Santa even more. When he went to harness the reindeer, Santa found that 3 of them were about to give birth, and 2 had jumped the fence and were out, heaven knows where. More stress. Then, when he began to load the sleigh, one of the boards cracked and the toy bag fell to the ground and scattered the toys. Frustrated, Santa went into the house for a cup of apple cider and a shot of rum. When he went to the cupboard, he discovered that the elves had hidden all the liquor, and there was nothing to drink. In his frustration, he accidentally dropped the cider pot, and it broke into hundreds of little pieces all over the kitchen floor. He went to get the broom and found that mice had eaten the straw end of the broom. Just then, the doorbell rang, and an irritable Santa trudged to the door. He opened the door, and there was a little angel with a great big Christmas tree. The angel said very cheerfully,
Merry Christmas, Santa. Isn't it a lovely day? I have a beautiful tree for you. Where would you like me to stick it?
And so began the tradition of the little angel on top of the Christmas tree. A man is on trial for murder, and if convicted, will get the electric chair. His brother learns that a redneck is on the jury and figures he would be the best one to bribe. He tells the redneck,
I will pay you $10,000 if you can convince the rest of the jury to reduce the charge to manslaughter.
After being out for an entire week, the jury finally returns with a verdict of manslaughter. After the trial, the brother visits the redneck.
You really did a great job. Here's the 10 grand that I promised you.
The redneck replies,
You know, it wasn't easy to convince the rest of the jury to change the charge to manslaughter. They all thought he was not guilty and wanted to let him go.
While deployed to Afghanistan, a Marine received a Dear John letter from his girlfriend. In the letter, she explained that she had been seeing other guys while he'd been gone, and she wanted to break up with him. To add insult to injury, she asked him to send back the picture of herself that she had given him. So, the Marine did what any squared-away Marine would do. He went around to his buddies and collected all the unwanted photos of women he could find. In all, he collected more than 25 pictures of various women. He then mailed them to his now former girlfriend with the following note. Please remove your picture and send the rest back. I don't remember which one is yours. Dave was bragging to his boss one day. You know, I know everyone there is to know. Just name someone, anyone, and I know them. His boss was tired of hearing him boast and decides to call his bluff.
Okay, Dave, how about Elon Musk?
Oh, Elon and me go way back, and I can prove it. So Dave and his boss fly out to California and knock on Elon Musk's door, and Elon shouts, Dave, what's happening? Great to see you, come on in for a beer. Although impressed, Dave's boss is still skeptical. After they leave Musk's house, he tells Dave that he thinks him knowing Elon was just lucky. No, just name anyone else, Dave says.
Bill Gates.
His boss quickly replies. Yep, Dave says. Bill and I are old buddies. Let's fly out to Washington. And off they go. At the Microsoft offices, Bill Gates spots Dave and motions him and his boss over. Dave, what a surprise. I was just on my way to a meeting, but come on in with your friend. Let's have a beer first and catch up. Well, the boss is very shaken by now, but still not totally convinced. After they leave the Microsoft offices, he expresses his doubts to Dave, who again asks him to name anyone else.
Pope Francis.
His boss replies. Sure, says Dave. I've known the Pope for years. So they fly off to Rome. Dave and his boss are assembled with the masses at the Vatican's St. Peter's Square when Dave says, Oh, this will never work. I can't catch the Pope's eye among all these people. Tell you what, I know all the guards, so let me just go upstairs and I'll come out on the balcony with the Pope. he disappears into the crowd headed towards the Vatican. Sure enough, half an hour later, Dave emerges with the Pope on the balcony. But by the time Dave returns, he finds that his boss has had a heart attack and is surrounded by paramedics. Making his way to his boss's side, Dave asks him, "What happened?" His boss looks up and says,
That was the final straw. You and the Pope come out on the balcony, and the man next to me said, "Who the hell is that on the balcony with Dave?"